Hey everybody, this is Daniel with My XO Adventures, and we're in a place called Spokane, and it's spooky here. So it's an old ghost town that existed from back in the early 1900s, and there was a gold mining operation that was out here, and they ended up mining gold and what else? Gypsum and beryl and silver and all these different things, but were unsuccessful at it, and it lasted through about the 1940s, and they made one last attempt in the 1950s, and it was a failed attempt. So from the 1950s until the 1980s, this place was looked after by a watchman. And now when you come here, you can see all kinds of crazy stuff like cars, and you can see behind me there's a bit of a shack, but right next to me is a really cool abandoned place, and I wanted to share it with you. So we're gonna go inside. I wish I could flip this around, but I can't. So once we get inside, like, check out, the flooring's pretty bad in here, so you got to be careful when you walk, but there's a lot of kind of spooky things in here in this ghost town. But one of the cool things I found inside this sort of wrecked house is the wallpaper. And this wallpaper here, let's see, this is the older of the two. Can you see my finger? Yeah, this is the older of the two. And if I'm right, this is called chinoiserie. And this would have been put on in the 19 teens and even earlier than that in the 1800s, late 1800s, Victorian age. Chinoiserie and what they said Oriental style would have been very popular back then in the Victorian age. Anything from Asia was very, very hip back then. So these type of scenes where you see cherry blossoms and other flowers was very much chinoiserie. And typically they had animals in them as well. You can see a later version of this. This is ribbed up here, and this is very similar to chinoiserie. I don't know if it classifies as it, but then you start to see roosters in it. But this for sure is here, and you can actually find this stuff online if you look up chinoiserie, and it's Chinoiserie, I think. They can have this all in one main piece, so you can actually do a room entirely in chinoiserie. It's one big scene all the way around the room. So anyways, this is really creepy. It actually reminds me, if you Google Wacky Shack at Waldemere Park in Erie, Pennsylvania, it has some kind of look and feel to it, even the smell in here. So these were all homes of people that worked out here, and lots of other different parts. I don't know if that's a grill of some kind or not. It's been tagged out here too, but it's really pretty, and there are cars from the 1950s out here. I would go upstairs, but there's not much reward to doing it because you probably would fall right through the floor if you did go up. So let's take a look outside. Welcome to my home. Please come in. Sit down on nothing. Okay, now I'm gonna try to be really careful and not fall through the floor as I do this video. So here we go. I've got the outside, and actually it looks pretty cool from the outside because you've got the different shades of the wood out here, which is probably ponderosa pine. It's got that reddish hue. It might have burned a little bit. Something was tacked up here. But if you step back and take a look, it's tilting all to the side. See that? Pretty neat, huh? And back in over this direction where the sun is shining, you can see out in the distance, there's some old cars here. And you see this truck right here, which is really just a truck top. I'm looking at wheels and things like that as I go through. Banditos, and you can see the inside here, kind of all worn away. And then off in the distance, like way over there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but way over there, there's some like 50 Chevys and different things like that. Let's go take a look. Here, I'll run. Because Carrie and Darren are waiting on me. Let's take a look. I see here some from the 30s and then maybe early 50s. Just sitting out here. You wouldn't see this on the East Coast. Pretty neat, huh? And at the same time, you can find deer out here. And one of the coolest things, I know I'm going on a little bit here, but one of the coolest things about being out here is, or that I think, are the rocks. And there are so many different types of stones out here because the geology of the Black Hills is really unique. It's actually quite a mess of geology over the years. There's volcanic activity that happened out here. I don't know exactly why or how the Black Hills were formed, but it's very twisted between shale and granite and all different kinds of types of stones. But as you're walking just about anywhere you go, you'll see that there is an abundance of mica everywhere. So when you look at the rocks, they all just glitter and they look like diamonds from a distance, but it's really mica. And mica is something that they used in windows. You could use it as a reflective mirror. And also it's used in the making of glitter makeup too. And they still use it for that to this day. But the most important rock that I think is out here is quartz. And if you didn't know, quartz is an indicator of gold. So scattered throughout this whole area, when you look down at the ground, you're gonna find white and rose quartz, even smoky quartz veins that are just running through the ground. And that's what's called a lead. And that would lead you to potentially gold because quartz was like a real good indicator. So as we travel through and about these cars and we travel through the woods here, we're finding all kinds of like holes that are in the ground, and they're mining holes that they would just dig down in to see if they could find gold. And if they didn't, I think this is a Studebaker, isn't it? It's got those, is it? Somebody comment on this, please, because I think that is. They would dig down, move to the next one if they didn't find anything, keep on going, and hopefully strike it rich. But out here, it didn't seem like they did it too much, but there's a ton of gold out in these hills still. And a block of gold was taken out of the Black Hills that was the size of a 13 by 13 by 13 foot cube. Now, that might not seem a lot since 1876, but that is literally, actually not literally, that's a ton of gold. It's a lot. And they're still trying to mine it out of the Black Hills because there's a lot that's in here. So anyways, I'm in Spokane, and we are checking out the ghost town out here of this little area, this little mining town, one of many in the Black Hills. So you all come out and see us either this fall or next spring, summer, and fall. We're at the Black Hills with Black Hills Adventure Tours and of course myxoadventures.com. There is a date for next year where we'll go on tours just like this. And we have a Facebook page, www.myxoadventures.com www.facebook.com/myxoadventures. And I hope you all are well and good and that you've enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.